Good morning, everybody. I'm Jeff Blankenburg. It's Monday, and we're here to build some cool stuff. So, my plan for this week, as we talked about last week, is we're going to be building an interactive chatbot. So it's a little meta in that regard because we're building a chatbot for the Twitch, for the stream that we're doing right here, right now, and that's going to be our plan. So. I have a few things that I've started working on, but I think that there's much, much more to be done. And I'm definitely interested in your thoughts and feedback as we go through this. So, in order to get in and really start thinking about this chatbot, there's a few things that we've already done. And the easiest way to do this is probably just to show kind of, if I go here to this view, there we go. And we take a look at. There we go. And, ooh, I've got some audio coming through. Let's prevent that. One of the things. Oh, thanks, Karthik. I definitely like this shirt too. One of the things that I have to change, the way that this is all working, and I may change the architecture on this at some point, is that I have the Node app, the bot that's running. I have that running locally here on my Mac. And then I have a PC where all the streaming happens. Good morning, Kevin Evans. Good to see you. And so between those two, between figuring out what where the bot should run, where the file should live, Trey Last is here. Good morning. As I mentioned to all of you on Friday, this is going to be chatbot week, and so I probably should edit this, right? I should change this thing so it says Blankenburg Builds a Twitch chatbot. A chatbot for his Twitch channel. Let's save that. Good morning, W. Giorgio. It's good to see the gang all here this morning. So, as I've mentioned, one of the things that I really wanted to be able to do is, and let's go into the mod view here. Is this the place that I want to be? Yeah, but we want this audio to go away. So one of the things that I'm running into as I do this is that I have the audio coming out of my machine, which means I don't want any other like rogue audio, any of the things that I might be playing with or toying with. I only want the sounds that you guys should hear to come through. And so that makes me feel like maybe I would be better off running the bot from my PC, the one that's doing the streaming. And then I could just do the work here on my local machine. But then I have to like push things to GitHub and bring them back down. And it would make it much harder for me to run the bot over and over. Where right now we can just come in here and I have this instance running. It looks like I killed it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this terminal. I think we're just going to do it directly from here. So I'll do all of my development and my node running right here. So I can just say node.bot.js and my bot is running, and then we can do things like the lamp, right? We've been able to do that forever. So if I say lamp red, the lamp behind me should change to red, and it does. So that means the bot is running and everything is working kind of the way that I expect it to. So the lamp is the first step to this. That was where we kind of began. And we've added some stuff. So let's talk about what's there so far so we can really look at that. W. Giorgio has a question. What reasons would my APL not show on the Alexa dashboard testing? Is there a size of images or anything like that? No, I'm not aware of any limitations, and I know that they've worked very hard. Oh, there we go. W. Giorgio. Karthik, good save. Yeah, if you didn't enable APL, that would be why it's not working. Good save there, Karthik. Thank you. I was thinking beyond that, but that's a great answer. Okay, so let's talk about the commands that are available in here. And this is something that I need to figure out a way to make more manageable. So I have all of this code and all of these things that I want this bot to be able to do. Trade last, I make the same mistake quite often too. I'm surprised that I didn't think of that more quickly. But I'm glad that we were able to solve that for W. Giorgio. So I have a few things that I do. I have the lamp command, and in here, this is where I get the color value that you've indicated, and I pass this. Lord of Sound, I might get to the Lex stuff. Right now, I'm working on the one for this channel specifically. The Alexa chatbot, the one that I'm building for all of our Alexa channels. I don't know if I'll work on that today or not. I might. But I have a couple of things that I want to do here first. So there's a few things here. So I have the lamp command, and you can see I just take the color, and I have a function called change lamp color, and I make an async call out to the web, and I change the color of the lamp. And so that's how Karthik just changed it to green behind me here. And any of you obviously can do that as well with any hex value that you'd like. One of the things that I feel like I should be doing, and maybe we can see if I go to my change lamp color function. In here, I get a bunch of data. I make the call, and I try to return the response that I get, which would be like a response code. And I've really struggled with getting this data out of this function. It just doesn't seem to return it. I'm doing something wrong with the callbacks. And it hasn't been important enough for me to fix, so I'm not going to worry too much about that, but I'm going to leave myself a note, because that is something that I would like to do eventually. So let's leave ourselves a note here. We really should be responding to the user with a success or failure. Fix your callbacks. Okay, so it works though. Like the lamp definitely changes and it works as expected. I just don't have any responses to the user. So then the second command that I have is this dice command. And I think ultimately what I want to be able to do is break this down so that I have a file or a library or something that is a list that is the command manager, so that it's easier to add more commands. And then instead of having like all of my logic right here, I would have these broken down into other functions someplace else. And then I could just call them and get the response. So each thing would just be like an object that has the command itself and then the function that it should call. And in the function, there would be the client.say, this is the thing that responds back to the user. So if I come into the chat and I say dice, I can roll a die, I think. Why didn't that work? Well, why isn't that working? Don't need this. I don't know why my dice command isn't working, but we should probably look at that. So one of the things that I'm doing is letting you pass in the number of sides to the die that you want to roll. And then I check and see, is it a number? If it's not, then set it to 20. Then I roll the dice, which is a function that I've created to actually roll. If the sides aren't 20, then I also indicate how many sides you did roll with. And then I send out a message. This used to work. Let's start and stop our bot real quick here just to see what might be wrong there, because the dice command should definitely work. Oh, there you go, Trade Last. You got the yellow lamp behind me to match my headphones. Well, I have a failed promise. Interesting. All right, so much to break, so much to play with. But the thing that I really wanted to get into was I added a couple of new functions to this. So you can say !age. Does this still work? Why isn't anything working anymore? Yeah, this is really fun, Karthik. This is the kind of stuff that I normally would just gloss right over. Yeah, the lamp is definitely working, so the commands are coming in, the bot is running. Let's do some stuff. I don't have the Alexa bot running right now, Karthik. I have to start that one up. Well, that's weird. It's getting that response. That's good. So now if we try it, if I say age, it says command equals age. Yeah, I know it gets hidden by the bar, and it's actually not a Streamlabs bar. That's just my own thing. I need to find a way. Like I could, if I do this, this is something I used to do. I probably should just do this. There you go. Now you can see. Then I leave this kind of area empty, but that's okay. So at least you guys can see what's going on there. So the thing that I'm noticing is that I'm coming in and I'm hitting age, but it's not doing anything. Don't know why. This is supposed to do some cool stuff, and I saw that it even got for the followers, I saw W. Giorgio called that one. Followers response. This is where I'm actually getting the response, so I don't understand why the client.say isn't working. Very, very strange, because if my bot isn't responding, I wonder why that would be. Is it possible that like an OAuth connection or something expired? Because literally the skill is, the bot's running, but maybe I'm not authorized to send, you'd think there'd be an error. So let's see here. If I have something like exclamation point age P Karthik R. Gold Zulu. The thing that I'm working on is this chatbot, and I built some stuff on Friday that was working. I don't know what I've done wrong here. I'll have to figure that out in a moment. But basically, if you say exclamation point age, it'll tell you how old my Twitch channel is. And if you type exclamation point followers, it'll tell you how many followers I have. But you can also put anybody else's Twitch username, and it'll tell you how old their channel is, or how their account, or how many followers they have. I thought it was a really cool piece of functionality. So if you wanted to know more about somebody, you could do it. I wonder if it's a identity thing. Gold Zulu, can you remind me, where's the page where I go to do the Twitch OAuth stuff? You sent me a link to that once before. I need to record that. But yeah, these URLs work just fine. So like you can just take this URL. We talked about this a little bit on Friday. But if you drop this into a thing, it just gives you 5 years, 7 months. And so you could put anybody's username on the end of this, which was my plan, just to use that thing. But it's not working. It's not doing. It's not responding. That's the thing that's not happening. Everything else is happening. It's going out and it's hitting it's getting the response. It's sending the code. I'm doing the client.say, which is the message that I pass back to the user. But that's the part that's not happening for some reason. And I'm wondering if I need to reauthorize or reauthenticate. So there was a URL that I went to. to authenticate, let's see if I can do this. Glitch, Twitch, chatbot. And in here, there was a URL to like auth. Is it here? Yeah. All right, let's do this just for a moment. But this is not the one I want to do it for. So let's go to Firefox. Thank you, Goldzula. I just found it, but that's perfect. Thank you for sending that. So here I'm going to do Jeff Blankenbot. I'm waiting for a... No, they sent it to my email. Okay, hold on. We'll get there. I know you guys can't see right now. Yeah, well, I mean, I already had OAuth set up, so my feeling on this Gold Zulu is that it expired. I didn't think that was a thing that happened, but maybe it does. So we'll take that, and we'll come back into my chatbot, and we'll look at identity. We'll stop and start our bot again. And I'll close my identity file, and I'll close my keys file, just so we're not showing those. Okay, so we're back. And now let's see if this works. So if I come here, and I say age, yeah, TradeLash, you did. Not since I've added it. Not since I started using the LifeX API have we gotten a response. It used to give a response when I was using the if this then that API, but that has since changed. I wonder, I mean, I don't have any, is there a way for me to see like blocked users? I wonder if maybe that's an issue. Let's go to the creator dashboard. Maybe there's a place in here where I'm blocking a user. No. Banned chatters. Oh, not there. Why else? So I just redid the OAuth, so it's not the OAuth now. And it's still listening. What? This wasn't what we were supposed to work on today. I don't know if you guys know that. This was supposed to be building some cool stuff. I just showed you the OAuth for that. That's great. What if we come in here and do this? It's not really what I want. Just go to Twitch. I want none of these things. Twitch.tv. We're just going to brute force this. I'm just going to see if I can come in. I'm logged in as the bot. So I'm going to go to my channel and see if the bot can just post a message. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy. Why isn't that message coming through? Trade last. Everybody has to watch ads. Yeah, I guess so. That didn't come through. Why would it be blocked? Here's my thought. Here's what I think happened. I feel like I'm being auto-moderated. But this is like the auto-mod stuff. This doesn't even have the thing that I'm thinking I did. So what I did is I, right before we got on, I wonder if I could come in here and I say community, roles manager. I wonder if I could add Jeff Blankenbot to that. I wonder if I add me as like a mod. If then it'll work. So here's what I think happened. I haven't explained myself very well. So one of the things that I have been working on is this sound effects manager, so that you can make sound effects play. Ooh. I wonder if that just fixed it. It looks like age just worked again. So I'm thinking that I just gave myself permission to come back in. Here's what happened, and I'll show you the code that did it. I came in here, and I wrote this little thing, this sound list command. And what I wanted sound list to do was look in a directory. I have this directory called sound effects, and it has like 1,000 sound effects in it. And so what I did was I grabbed, using like file system commands, I read the entire directory, I found all of the names of the files, and then what I did earlier was then I wrote out the entire list of all of the commands. And I noticed that when it sent the messages, obviously it chunked them up, like there was probably a dozen messages, and it was sending like 30 at a time, and it didn't make it to the end of the list. So here's my guess. It recognized that it thought I was spamming, and it shut me down. Probably for some temporary amount of time, but I literally did this 15 minutes before we started the stream. And so my guess is that's what just happened, and then I flipped the bid or fixed something so that it all works properly, because I'm not banned anymore, because I made myself a mod. So that's my guess. I don't know that that's actually true, but by setting myself as a moderator, that like wiped any permissions away that I might have had. And so I think that was probably the issue. I just broke something right before we started. And so if I come back here now, I can show you how those commands work. The first one is age, and this shows you how old someone's channel is. So if I want to see how old Gold Zulu's channel is, ZLU, I can do age Gold Zulu like that. Gold Zulu's been on Twitch for 8 months and 1 week, right? So now you can use this. Kanjera, Siangera, Hangera. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you for the follow, Sangera. We're gonna go with that. But if you want to post a pronunciation in the chat, I would love to know how to say that. But thank you for the follow and welcome to the club. Now we can check our other command, which is followers. And I have 334 followers now, thankful to Sihangera. So that is, those are the two commands that I built, is age and followers, and you can do that for anybody. By default, it tells you who I am. It's my chatbot. It should default to me. But it should work for anybody. And so you should be able to just ask the chatbot, like, hey, how many followers does W. Giorgio have? Or how many followers does Siangera have? Let's see that one. Followers. I'm doing that right? $340 followers. Man, I am just slightly ahead of you, but that's not going to hold on for very long. Okay, so what solved the issue, Karthik? I think before we got started here today, um, I was playing around with my chatbot, and I basically built a thing that just spammed my channel with a bunch of commands, like tons of text. Every single message was full of basically a list of all of the sound effects that I have in my library for this bot. And it wrote all of them. It was just chunk, 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 1,000 of them, right? Trying to write all of them as paragraphs. And I think that I got myself banned. But then I went in and I went into my channel tools and I marked my bot as a moderator. And once I was a moderator, everything started working again. So it was kind of like a shadow banning. I'm not sure exactly how it worked, but basically I had gotten my bot banned by posting too many messages. Okay, so we're working now. Now I can show off the stuff that we have and we can start building some cool stuff. So there's a few things in here. We talked about let's see if dice works too. Dice should roll. I rolled a 16. It's always a 20-sided die. But if you say dice, I don't know, 4-sided die, right? It'll give you a roll on the die that you rolled, but it always indicates in parentheses. So if we ever have to do any kind of contests or decide who gets to go first in something that we're doing here on the channel, we can just have everybody type !dice, and we can see what everybody rolled, and we'll pick a winner based on a dice roll. I've been playing some D&D with my friends, so I thought a dice roller would be kind of a fun way to decide some things. And we could also do like dice 100, right, if we really want to go crazy with it. So that is, there you go, Adev did dice 100. But I want to make sure that it indicates what the die was, except if it's a 20. So every other time it'll in parentheses put how many sides you indicated. Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily a ban because I think there would be some indication of that, but it never gave me any error messages or any indication that anything was broken. Yeah, I'm with you, Lord of Sound. I think that's kind of what happened is they just kind of banned me temporarily. They didn't even tell me, but it's a way to like chill out, basically. Okay, so now we can get into the meaty stuff. So I have dice, I have lamp, those both work. We have age and we have followers, and then we have sound list. This is the one that blew everything up, and I don't currently have, I don't really know how to handle this yet. What I wanted to do is send you this as a whisper, but it doesn't look like I can have the bot whisper to people. At least I don't think I can. Let's try it now that everything's working, because maybe I broke that and maybe I can actually do this. So I'll just send the first one, so I'm not breaking everything. But we're going to just take it like that. So what I'm doing here is I'm reading through my directory of 1,000 files. I'm getting that pulled back as an array. And then I'm looping through that, and I'm removing the .mp3 from all of them, and I'm adding an exclamation point so that it's just going to send me the command. And it's just going to be the first one alphabetically that it's pulling for me. And I'm going to whisper that to myself. So let me save that and stop the bot and start it again and see what we get here. So now if I come over to the chat and I say sound list, oh, if I can type. So sound list did not whisper to me. This is the thing that I really want to have happen, is for whispering to come. But I don't think that a bot can whisper, even though that would be super handy. So let's take the whisper part out and just do the regular response, but I'm only doing one message, so I'm not going to get myself banned again. And this time, if I say sound list, so if I say sound list now, I can type. Yeah, there we go. Oh, awesome. That's actually really cool, Singera. Tell me how to pronounce that. Like, give me a phonetic something. I want to be able to say that. Singera. It's probably going to become Hangera because I just don't know how to tack on that C at the beginning. But I'd love to say the name the way you expect it to. Yes. So C. I'll just call you C. C Hangera. Is that what you want? Awesome. There's some simple things you can do. The place I got started, actually, we just had open a second ago. Where did that... is this where they talk about it? The TMI? Yeah. So I would take this. This is probably the place that I would start. We'll come back here. I'll even tag you in it. This is the place that I got started. I actually built something on a website called Glitch, and it was super easy to set up. Like, it took me just a few minutes. CI pronounced like G is in Gina, so the rest is accurate. So I would say Giangera? Giangera? Jangera? Gihangera? Like, we're almost there. We're almost there. We'll get it. Okay. There's no way I'm going to remember that. Giangera, but well, I'll give it a try. So, yes, there will be video on demand. All these things will be saved. I think they're up there for at least 2 weeks. But I also pump them all over to my YouTube channel. So if you guys haven't been to my YouTube channel, all of the videos are there. I can go to youtube.com/c/Jeff Blankenburg. That is my YouTube channel, and I believe all the videos are there. If I click on this, oh, that doesn't even work. All right. I thought that was the URL. Oh, they changed it to user. But all the videos are here. So if you come into videos, you can see there's months of all of my nonsense, all of my streams, all that stuff is here, including a bunch of other experiments like building a Raspberry Pi that's an Alexa device and all sorts of other things that we've built. So if you want to get into that, if you want to see some of my craziness, you can see Bob Ross Day if you want to see that. But there are lots and lots of videos, and I label them with the date in the name. So if you ever need to, I'll just take this and put it in the chat so we have a more accurate link. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate the follow. It makes it easier for me to justify doing lots more of this kind of stuff when people are tuning in and following, so thank you. All right, so back to what we're doing here with the sound list. That is what gives me the list. Right now, every time you do that command, you're going to end up with this 2319.mp3, although I thought... Oh, I forgot to do this. I want to get rid of that. So let's do this one more time just to see that my sound list is working. Excuse me. And so now if we say sound list, it still doesn't work. Okay. So what are we doing wrong here? I'm saying go through file list, and for every file list, I want you to replace .mp3 with nothing. And I want you to put an exclamation point at the beginning, and then I want you to client.say file list. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter because I'm not able to use this because there's just so many. So I think what I'm probably going to do is have to have a file. Is there going to be a file or a directory or something that I can refer you guys to? Because here's what we're going to run into. Once we get past all these other things like followers and age and other stuff that is fun and interesting and interactive and requires some specific functionality, then I have this chunk down here, which is if the thing they typed into chat starts with an exclamation point, let's assume they want to do a sound effect, right? Or some other kind of command that I have in a list. And so that is what I'm doing here. So you can see that I used to have this long switch statement that had a bunch of different commands you could use. These all still, some of them will work. I'm going to have to fix that too. But like if I say exclamation point dark side.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
right? That's a sound effect that we can use, and all we have to do is use that command. So the way this is actually working is I have a directory, as we've mentioned before, called sound effects. And in here I have one called 2319. I have a bunch called air horn. These are all the sound effects from the Alexa sound effect library. There's tons and tons of them. So like you can use any of these, and all you need to do is use the name of the file. So this one's called buzzers15. So if I come in here and I say buzzers15, right, it plays that sound effect for me. And that was actually coming from Blankenburg. So let's minimize that. I don't need that open right now. But that is using the command to go look in my directory, find the file that matches that name, and play it. What I don't know is what happens if I say buzzers16. I haven't written any logic for that. And I'm interested to see what happens to my bot when I do that. So if I say buzzers16, something that does not exist, what do I get here? We are unable to do that thing. So what we need to do is say if file doesn't equal undefined, then sound play. I'm not using the URLs themselves. These files live locally on my machine, W. Giorgio, but the file names are the same file names that you would see on the Alexa sound library. So that has now become a list for you of the sound effects that work on this channel. But I did have to download them. I haven't found a way to play these from a remote source yet. I'm sure that I can. I'm sure there's a way to do that. But I don't know that I want to do that because it puts a pretty heavy dependency on bandwidth for sound effects, and I think that I'll end up with a pretty significant delay between when you type the command and when I can actually play it. Where right now it's instantaneous, right? So let's see if I just fixed our issue with the sound effect not working. Yeah, I'm still hosting. You can see I'm running it right here in the console, the terminal, for VS Code. So this is the bot actually running, and as you guys type commands, you'll see them appear here. But if I come into the chat and I say, yeah, no, I'm not running it on Glitch anymore. I'm running it here as a node instance locally on my machine, and I want to be able to test one. So we'll do exclamation point 2319.
2319! We have a 2319!
And so that's another one of the commands that I have, and that's working. So what if I say 2320, right? Something that's not there. And this time I got 2320 or 2020, and that's kind of what I would expect to happen. I think that's the right move, is that just nothing happens, right? There is no command. I don't think that I need to tell you every time, like, hey, I think you tried a command, but it didn't work. Like, I don't think I need to do any of that stuff. I just let it go, and you guys can type fake commands all day. So Karthik, this is the next step. This is actually the thing that I think I want to build today, is I think I found some code that will let us grab audio directly from YouTube. And I think I have that in a browser here somewhere. Maybe. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Maybe I closed it. Man, it was a really good article. Do I have multiple windows open? No. Okay, so let's go find that again. So if I do node download, there we go. This is the article that I found. So this is pretty interesting, but it's basically an MP3 grabber using Node.js, and what they're doing in here, and we're just going to use this as kind of our template, is there is a Node library, not surprisingly, called YouTube Downloader, and we're going to use that to pass in some properties to that. So I think the things that we have to pass in are I also have to have FFmpeg because it's going to need to create an MP3. But I basically pass in a way to download this stuff. And I think that between those two things, create a file called YouTube downloader.js and include the following code. Karthik, I don't know your real age. If there was a API where I could look up your real age, maybe I could get that. But that's your Twitch age. It's how long your Twitch account has existed. Well, let's just go to npm real quick and just see. I don't think it's npm.org. I think it's npm dev. npmjs.com. Okay, so in here, if I type in YouTube, this should give me some good libraries. Upload API, YouTube, MP3. I think this is the one that I want. Does this the one allow me to say... Yeah, this is the one that brings the whole thing down. I don't think I want that. What I really want is to be able to say, go get me a few seconds of a video. Let's see if we can find this. This is the one that the guy recommends, but this gets me the whole... This is a really good start. I want to be able, for you guys to be able to create commands, to be able to say, W. Giorgio? Yes, I'm using FS, so you guys can see that here. If you got, I don't know if maybe I missed a question, but you can see right here that I'm using fs.read directory. That's how I'm doing it. Node ytdl. Let's go take a look at that one. Node ytdl. Not that. Core. I don't remember saying red. Oh, you see, I see. YouTube downloader is just using FS. I see. Let's see what this is. No, it's too much already. I want... Trade last is hooking me up. Filter, format, range. Yeah, that's the thing I'm looking for. Okay. So, I mean, this seems close. I think this is pretty good. It looks like this is creating only videos, though. Like, I see the formats that they take. I really would like there to be an MP3. Audio only. Beautiful. Okay, let's give this a run. Let's give this a run and see what we can do here. So, the first thing, if we look at this thing that we need to do is an npm install on this. So let's give that a run first. So let's get out of this. Killing the bot for a second. And let's just do npm install. Save that. All right, so first step done, we've got it installed. Second step, we need to do a, I hate const, it just ends up burning me later. I'm going to call it YouTube. I can fire it back up now. I just needed to... it's back. So the YTDL core is there. And then what we need is a new command. Let's add it here. We'll call it sound effect. And inside here, this is where we're going to do the magic. So the code that I'm going to use is going to look something like this, but I'd love to see examples of how this works. URL, and then these are my options. Filter, format, range, begin. Okay. So let's start with the beginning, which is going to be... the first thing I need to do is parse this, and we're gonna split it on spaces, because there won't be spaces in any of our values. So we're going to say var params equals command name dot replace. We're going to get rid of the exclamation point. Are we going to get rid of the exclamation point? No, we're going to get rid of exclamation point sound effect, because there could be other exclamation points, I guess. Justin Jeffress is here, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I feel like that's... do we have like a applause? No? How about clap? Don't see that either. Okay, so let's get back to the code for this. So we're going to remove sound effect. There's angrycat.dev. Nice work. Replace sound effect, and then I'm going to do a split on spaces, like so. Oh yeah, I brought it back, Gold Zulu. Don't worry. I try to keep the bot alive as much as I possibly can. But so I have params, and this is going to be split, and then I want to check if params that length equals 3, because I'm going to need 3 parameters. I'm going to need, let's look at this. You're not going to dictate quality. What are you going to tell me? You're going to tell me, you're going to give me the URL. Is that what they want, the whole URL for the video? Wow, it seems like we could just have you give the ID. I think we're going to do it that way. So the first thing, let's build our syntax for this. So we're going to do 0 is going to be YouTube ID. All right, we'll try it. I don't know what that video is yet, but we'll try it. The second command is going to be start time. And did he let me indicate a duration? Range? I don't know the part of the file to download. What I want is begin. How do I... I see that I can specify... I need a length. That's the thing that Trey last, I think, was the one sharing me this library. Yeah, they have a byte range, but what I really want is I want to be able to specify an end. If I can't specify an ending, I don't know how they can have a begin and not an end. I wonder if I should continue trying to use this library, or if I should try and find something that does what I want. It does make me feel a little bit like maybe there's another one. If we say node YouTube MP3. No, that's too much. See, you've got to give me the commands. This is just a command line tool anyway. But like this guy has this one. This thing does the same thing. You know, it does a download and save as an MP3, but I only want a piece of it. Here, let's download audio snippets. No. From YouTube with Node.js. This is the one I was looking at before, I think. There's got to be a library for this, because I don't... No. This just can't be something unique that I want. This has to be something someone's doing. Yeah, the Sharpie Sharp. I must have missed that episode, Justin, but it sounds like you've created a meme. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I want. What is this one? See how it has a start and an end? Time you want to skip from the beginning of the file. Time you want to skip from the end of the file. No, that's not really what I want either. I want a begin and an end. I mean, my other option is I could do this in a two-step process. All right, Giangara, thank you for being here. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern time. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. I wonder if I could continue to use the thing I'm using, the thing that TradeLast gave me. And then I wonder if there's like a video to MP3 converter where now it's not me trying to get YouTube and to transport the file to just the segment that I want, but instead, let's see if we can just get a file first. Let's see if we can do that. So what I want to do here is I need a YouTube ID. I need the name of the file, right? File name, start time, end time. And these will be 2 and 3. If I have YouTube, if I have the YouTube ID, and I have the file name you want to call it, and then I have the start time and the end time, that's 4 things. So if you provide me all 4 things, then we're going to go and we're going to use that. This isn't the one I was using. Let's go back to here. Goldzula has 10,000 points. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think we're gonna either find a way to cash in points to play the sound effects, or we're going to. One of the other thoughts I had was to do it with bits. Might be a way to get encourage people to spend money to do that, and so we obviously be able to donate that money, which would be pretty cool. But I feel like money would be a tougher sell, and I don't want to spend all this time building something to have no one use it. So I feel like maybe there is a way to use the bits, or not the bits, the channel points, the Blanken points, as a way for you to play an audio file, a sound effect, whatever. So, okay, so let's get into this. So I want to take this piece into my code here, and I'm going to say YouTube. And then we'll say params 0. Yeah, well, Kevin Evans, I forgot to get a bottle of water. I'm going to do that. I'm actually thirsty, so give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. That is the first time I've ever just like walked out of my office during a stream. That felt weird. Thank you for the water, Kevin. Okay, so we have our link, but then we need this other stuff. I don't know what the .pipe is for. Is that something? I don't see it anywhere else. So I think I'm just gonna need this on the end. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna use that here on the end of the YouTube. So that's gonna go here. Whoop. But this, instead of video.flv, it's gonna be whatever we gave the command. We said the command. Let's call this command. So this is gonna be whatever we just called it, which is params 1, and that Kevco725 is here. Did you guys know that he was here? He's following me now. Thank you, Kevco, for the follow. It's good to have you here. We are building a chatbot in probably the least efficient way possible, but we're getting it done. And so there's a bunch of things, a bunch of commands. For those of you that have joined since we got through all of this, you can say things like !lamp and then a color, and it'll change the lamp behind me. So you can see I've got a lamp sitting here. You can specify dice. You can also specify age, and if you ask this, it'll tell you how old my Twitch channel is. But you can do !age and then any other user, and it'll tell you how old their Twitch channel is. You can also see how many followers people have by just saying !followers. And the one that we're working on right now is sound effect, which will not work yet because I haven't deployed this code. But this is the thing that we're working on now, where you can basically create a sound effect. And so I think the first thing that I want to do is see if this even works. So yeah, let's just do this. So I'm gonna. So the APL is still not working, even though you're on the Alexa dashboard, and you've now, I'm assuming, turned on the options for that, the preferences. Let's kill the bot and start it again. And it runs. That's good. It's alive. And then down here, what if I say sound effect? I got to go find something on YouTube. I know Karthik gave me a link. Let's see what that one is. Of course it is. So we'll take this. We'll take that link. We'll add that there. And then I'm going to call it Rickroll. And then I'll say 0 and 0 because those don't matter. What happened? Is there a chance that there's a file now called Rickroll in this directory? Do you know how amazing that would be? I don't think it worked. Rick. No. No, it couldn't have happened that way because Jeff. Okay, so close that down. It couldn't have happened because I didn't tell it. All I have is the params, and that's the video. But I didn't tell it to give it an ending. I don't think that matters. Are there other options I should be considering for this? For all of you that ever have to write some docs, some documentation of any kind, anytime that you give me this filter option, and then you say, oh, there's this other stuff you can do, you should show me. Why don't you show me the examples of that? So, I don't want to go dig into your actual code to see how this is supposed to work, but I'm guessing if I come in here, do they have a comma? Yeah. Comma, some brackets, filter, let's go look in here. If I go into my package folder, we have this YTDL core, lib, download options. Do I even see that? Can be audio, video. What if we just do what they have exactly here, but I say MP3? What do you think would happen if I just take this filter statement? So let's try it one more time. It's not there. So we're not getting any errors, but we're also not getting the sound effect. There's the ID. There's the file name. Well, I guess I should check my values first, right? So let's do that. Console.log. And we have params. And this is just going to be params. Just to see what we're even getting there. Undefined. Okay, so that might be part of my problem. Is that on doing that split, I could do this. That would probably solve the problem. I had my array count off. Ooh, now we got some stuff. This video is unavailable. Well, let's try the idea of one of my videos then. Let's go take the Bob Ross clip here and just take the ID off of this.
Hello, welcome.
That was a funny day. So params.length equals 5. No, I was able to trim it down. It was because I left a leading space. Sound effect. That. Rick. We'll do Bob Ross now. Bob Ross 00. Okay. This video is unavailable. Well, it's certainly not unavailable. So I wonder, let's see if there's anything else about like authentication. That was something else I expected I would need to do. Oh, these are some helpful things too. You can see how it actually checks and makes sure that they're valid before I try to go get them. That's handy. Are there any issues related to this? Am I getting a 500? No, it's just saying this video is unavailable. What does that mean? Are these private videos? Is it possible? I don't think they are. Yeah, it's public. What would be... Let's remove our filter entirely. Let's see if we're screwing stuff up there. I don't know. I don't actually have much clue as to why this isn't working. It seems like it should. This video is unavailable. What am I... Let's take this. See if maybe I'm creating bad URLs. Could that be it? Yeah, it could be HTTPS too. I don't know. We'll see here in a second. Undefined. Look at that. Why am I slapping an undefined on the beginning there? Now it's supposed to be param 0, but somehow param 0 has gained and undefined. I mean, all I'm doing is splitting on spaces. Where would the undefined even come from? Oh, no, it's right here. I didn't tell it what to replace with. It's my code. You guys aren't going to believe this, but the reason the code doesn't work is because I wrote it. Let's see what we get now. It's because I lowercased it. Okay, we're getting closer though. Where do I do the lowercasing? Can't do that anymore. I'm gonna have to do it individually because I don't want lowercasing for everything. So we'll just, there's a lot of times where I do want it, but for this I definitely don't. No problem to just add it in manually though. All right, let's try one more time now that I think we're in a good place. Oh my goodness, now, do we have a file called Rickroll? Oh my goodness. I mean, it can't open it, and there's 0 bytes in it. Let's throw that in the trash, because I thought we actually wanted Bob Ross. I think that was the file we were actually getting. Bob Ross, and it's 14 megs. Wow. Okay, so does this work? Did I just download a file? I did.
Hello.
That will never cease to make me laugh. Okay, so I'm able to pull down the Bob Ross MP4, but I'm guessing that took a little bit of time, right? So we got to the point now where this is working. Now we need to apply the start time and end time, and we need to convert it to an MP3. So I wonder now if I can come back to these filters that we had. It's fun when it works, isn't it? If we take this filter statement that he had somewhere here, what if I take this and apply it to my now working code? And we say, I want to just bring the container down as an MP3. Will that do what I want? Let's see if it'll do what I want. This is a Twitch bot that we're working on, but I think it's a very similar concept. All right, we are back up and running. Let's try that one more time. No such format found highest. Okay, that didn't do what I hoped it would do. But I think that's okay. I think we can do this in chunks. And so now if we find another library that is MP4 to MP3, video converter seems like it's legit. What is it? Just playing a sound effect to play on the stream? Yeah, so there are many examples of this, but if I come into the chat and I type like angry cat. Oh, did I stop the bot? Yeah, I'm sorry. The code has to actually be running for that to work. But I have a large collection of sound effects. And so we can say like 2319 from Monsters Inc.
2319! We have a 2319!
But it's not just for me. So you should be able to do the same thing by typing that same command. It should be able to play it directly on the stream. So you can give that a try if you want. And I have...
2319!
There you go.
We have a 2319!
So that's the idea. Then, like, we want to get it working first, and then we're going to put some restrictions on it so that you can't just spam the channel with audio the whole time. There's going to have to be some kind of currency. My hope is that I can use it with, like, what I call Blanken points, but the channel points that we have here. I'm hoping that maybe I can use those as a way to authorize whether or not you're allowed to play a sound effect right now, and it'll require you to cash in some points. No database at all. I don't know how to pronounce your name. We're going to call you Cam, but we're going to just have a directory of MP3 files, and the database, if you want to call it a database, is really just a file folder on my machine. There's all of these sound effects, and if you say like Anchor 07, it just works. Anchor 07. Right? So there's the sound of an anchor. So we have all of these sound effects, but what I'm trying to build right now is the ability for people to add sound effects to the library. And I don't know there's a lot of stuff that I need to worry about when we do that, but this is the thing that we're trying to do. So right now I'm in a place where I don't think I need this at all. We're going to get rid of the filtering. Come on. Fine, I'll just use my cursor. Yeah, here's my thought, is that there's going to be some crowd moderation or something like that. There's going to be, because there's no way, especially while I'm streaming, there's no real way for me to moderate this stuff on the fly. So my other thought is that they get held in a queue of some kind, so that they can't be played automatically. You can't just add an NSFW sound and then just start using it. There'd have to be some kind of approval process. I might also have, like a mod has to accept it, or it might be easy for me to have a command that's just like block or something like that, or delete, that only I can execute, so that I could go in and just delete that file from the directory, and then it would no longer be usable. But yeah, something like mods being able to accept it might be pretty cool. Okay, so we are now able to pull down our MP4 files. That's great. So I'm going to say var video equals await. And we're not going to put it in my sound effects folder because we'll call this YouTube folder. So I'm going to save these files into a folder called YouTube. Oh, very cool, Cam. That's super cool that you're building a Valorant helper bot. I haven't had a chance to play Valorant yet. That's something I'm going to have to give a try to soon. You don't have any invites, do you? I'd love to give that a roll. I'd also love to see, what is that? What do I get back from this? So if I say console log video, and then this will be json.stringify video. So oh, you guys are still working on the other thing. Okay, so let's give this another go. Thanks, Cam, for the follow. Appreciate it, man. All right, we're good there. We want to try this one more time. Should save it to my YouTube folder now. Okay, I guess I gotta create. I thought we would just auto create. Does it work now? How about now? That's great. So now I can open my YouTube folder. I think this might be the thing. Maybe this is how we moderate. I pull the video down, and then I send I send messages to the mods, and maybe they can just see the message and choose to approve it. I don't know. I'm worrying about stuff that I don't need to worry about yet. But what I wanted to see is if my file gets downloaded, which it looks like I did. The next thing that I'm going to want to do is once I have the video, so once that's done, then we want to do the next step, which was this other converter. So we're going to do an npm install video converter. Cool. And then all I need to do is looks like I need this ffmpeg installed. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you give me some installation guide? General documentation. Is there I just want how do I install this? Yeah, W. Giorgio, I know it's going to be quite a bit, but this is something I'm going to need to do because I'm basically doing file conversion, and I don't plan on getting very deep into it. But I do wish that they had. I mean, I tried if I hit download source code, I guess I'll do that. I think this is what I want. You're giving me too much stuff. Those aren't clickable. Yeah, let's see what this gets us. Maybe there's some documentation in this folder or something. Oh, I wish I knew what I was doing. Yeah, I think we just downloaded the same thing. Yeah, this looks like I'm going to get stopped because I'm going to have to go to terminal and sudo it. What? Oh, Cam, that is a. I can show you what that file is, just so it seems more innocent than it really is. I have all of these. These are Photoshop files, but they're. I have all this artwork of women in technology, and these are the. I know that seems like a terrible name now that I think about it. I think I was just doing it quickly, but it's a bunch of artwork that we created some stickers for that are women in technology. So you can see we have. If I close all these down, like that's Ada Lovelace. There's Grace Hopper. Margaret Hamilton. It just goes on and on. So those are. Then we made stickers out of this artwork. So that's what those are. Have to make sure I'm very conscious about defending that because that's I can see how that would look pretty weird. Okay. So let's try. What was that folder called? If we do it by date modified again. We're doing something. Time for some hydration. Thank you, Cam. Yeah, Kevin makes a good point, Cam. So any money that this channel makes goes here. This is a scholarship that I started with some people that I organize a conference with, and it's a scholarship for women in technology, and so we're trying to help in any way that we can, kind of grow or help solve the diversity problem in tech. And so any money, any bits, any subscriptions, any of that kind of stuff that comes into this channel is all donated to that cause. And so this is the scholarship that we run. If you want to donate yourself, you can do it here directly. But it's stirscholarship.org. So it's a really important mission and something that I'm very passionate about. So, okay, so we did our config. Then I do make. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna pretend like I'm some sweet hacker that knows exactly what he's doing. This thing is just cranking. Yeah, I should make it green. I did actually change my my terminal the other day. I came to this terminal and I did the... I don't remember where it is now. No, not that. I did this. I think this is what you're thinking, Cam, right? Give it a sweet view like this. I don't actually need that open right now, but yeah, that's where I should be. I don't know. I like this. This is a good view. At least I've got a dark background, right? I could be screaming white at you guys. Tradeless, thank you for the subscription, man. The scholarship really appreciates it. I'm gonna have to tweak up my notification there to let people know that money is going to a good place. Because nobody wants to give me money, but if you're supporting an important charity, an important mission, it feels better. Let's go. I don't know if I can do transparent in VS Code. Maybe you probably can. Yeah, I normally wear a hoodie. Today I got a polo on because I'm going to be recording a bunch of Alexa videos after I'm done here today. And so I really wanted to make sure that I looked official. Like I did my hair and everything today. You guys are lucking out. Yeah, so I work on the team that makes Alexa. And a lot of the stuff that I do on this channel normally is Alexa focused. So we build, that's why like even chatbots are kind of related. But I do lots and lots of stuff with building software for Alexa. So all of the like cool functionality that you see available out there, you can build skills that'll do shopping and all sorts of audio players. I'll probably have to add to my skill the ability to play all these sound effects. That might be pretty cool to do. My goodness, this is quite an install. I would love to know what would be cool. A Twitch bot skill. How would that work? Like you just talk to the skill and then it posts it to the chat? What do you mean by that? We could try that stuff. Yeah, we could definitely do that. I have some of that already, actually. I'm working on a skill that we're calling Alexa Dev Tips, and it's meant to give you information about things you may want to know as you're building Alexa skills. And so one of the things that you can build in skills is something called speech cons, which are ways that Alexa says things that are more enthusiastic, more excited than maybe the normal Alexa voice. And so I can say things like, Alexa, what did I call it? Open Chewbacca cup. Alexa.
Welcome. You can say hello or help. Which would you like to try? What would you like to do next?
Change the voice to Alexa.
That's not the name of a Pali voice. What would you like to do next?
Say Wahoo.
Wahoo. What would you like to do next?
Change voice to Brian.
I am now using the voice of Brian. What would you like to do next?
Say abracadabra.
Abracadabra. What would you like to do next?
Stop. That was Russell's voice, Gold Zulu. That is one of the Australian accent voices.
You just triggered get news intent. What would you like to do next?
Stop. Stop.
There was a problem communicating with the requested skill.
Okay. Yeah, it is a little robotic. My goodness, this is a huge install. I wonder what I just did. I feel like we're just looping through the same stuff over and over. Oh, that's pretty cool, Gold Zulu. I like that. You're doing text-to-speech. So how does that work? So you've built something like I have, but it's taking the speech, converting it with Brian's voice, and playing it over your stream. That's pretty awesome. Is that a good description of what you're doing? I feel like this install is failing, and I'm just not seeing it, and it's just in some kind of loop. I feel like I'm seeing the same files. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, super cool, W. Giorgio. That's awesome. Do you? Is it a video? Is it on Twitch or something? Is that something you can share? I'd love to check that out. Apparently, for the rest of our stream, we're just going to watch FFmpeg install. It's pretty fun. Oh, nice. We only have 17 minutes left here, and then... Yeah, that would be pretty easy to do. I think there's an API for that, Cam, that lets you change that stuff dynamically. I haven't tried that yet, but that would be pretty cool to do. Do you guys see this? I feel like, haven't we already been through these files? Maybe it's just going through all these different directories. Trade last. This is a question I don't know the answer to, but it's something that I've been meaning to look into. I'm actually going to take your question. I started... let me come back here and grab it. So this question, I don't know why it does this. There's no explanation for it, but I did start doing... Did I close that tab? In here, in Dev Tips, I started a list of office hours questions, and I have like 50-something questions that I'm going to try and create videos of, so I'm going to add this as one in there that might be the issue. Yeah, I have found that times I have to flip from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 2 to get to the place that I need to be. And I don't know why it's creating those multiple things. It says JB Nunn has explained it before, but I do not know the answer. I will find out though. I'll spend some time figuring it out. And if you guys want to remind me on tomorrow during office hours, I'll have the answer by then. I'll figure it out. I wish I'd told this to do it somewhere else, because it's doing it in my downloads folder, and then I'm gonna have to move it, and then I don't know where it tells my machine that it thinks it's installed, but this is a huge install. There's no porgs or Ewoks? Are you sure about that? We got some time to look. So I would consider in the Star Wars world, let's see, Star Wars database. I would consider a porg to be a creature, because there aren't any that have names. Oh, I don't have porgs in there. Porg. But Ewoks, that would be a species. Ewok is there. Maybe I could add a synonym that's Ewoks. Yeah, Cam, let's show it off. What do you got, man? Okay, that all lined up good. So Ewoks is there now as a synonym. I'll have to update the... you could just send it in the chat. That's fine. This takes me to Rickroll. Okay, thank you for not doing that. Oh, so this is the thing you're building. I see. And you're building this all yourself, man, or are you on a team doing this? This is pretty cool. Yeah, this is thorough. Yeah, I highly recommend a dice command for your fun. I don't know if you have it someplace else, but a dice roller. That's something that I have here. So you can say dice. Well, if the bot were actually running. It's been shut down because I'm installing FFmpeg, and it's going to take days and days. Are we getting close? Give me a progress, status, anything? Oh my gosh, we're done. Now I can do this. All right, how do I know if it worked? That's the next question, right? If we go to FFmpeg, is there just like a simple command, like a hello world I can try? Well, let's just see if that works. So if I come here, okay, looks like it's installed. That's good. Yeah, looks like we're working. So I got it installed. I am an elite hacker. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this journey. And now we wanted to go back to this, which needed... No, not that. This one. We needed FFmpeg. I have to do both of those things? Did I already do the video converter part? I don't even remember where I'm at in all this. I didn't. Okay. Npm install video converter. But I feel like maybe I did do that. Let's go look in our... You guys gotta keep me honest here. Video converter. I don't see it. Okay, so we'll start there. Great. We're going to do that again with a dash of S. Okay, and then the next thing that I need is to grab this. And we're going to say converter. That's great. That's fine. And then down here, where we're doing the conversion, probably shrink my terminal down a little bit now. We have this sound effect bit. Not sound list. Sound effect. It was this piece here. Okay. So thank you for the hydrate. I will happily do that. Okay. So here we want to say, what does his command look like? Var audio equals, and this is where we're going to do our converter.convert. And in there, we're going to give it the file name that we just had. So that's going to be this whole thing. God, how great would this be if we could get it done right before we finish here? That's my file name. And then the second parameter is what I want to call it. That's going to be the same thing, basically, but it'll be SFX MP3. And then I need a little callback action. Okay. Like so. I am sure I'm going to need the I'm sure I'm going to need to know the audio and the video stuff that comes back, though I don't really care that much. And let's see if it freaks out about me not providing an MPEG path. So if we come back here to node somewhere, let's just do it the right way. Node bot.js. Don't fail. Failed. Could not find module format converter. Didn't we? I don't understand. I thought we already did this. Npm install format converter. Why are you not installing format converter? I don't see it in here. Is it in my package JSON? Because it's not called format converter, but it is. I think this is a typo on their part. I think that's a typo. Is video converter in my folder? I don't see video converter either, but something happens there. Let's see if that is any better for me. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Okay, bot is running. That's a good sign. So now if I say, oh gosh, that was so long ago. This. Copy. Before we run that, let's go to our YouTube folder. Get rid of this file. I don't know what happens if I duplicate a file. Don't want that to be the reason we break right now. Bob Ross shows up. And then we got an issue. Invalid data when processing input. Bot.js 107. What are we doing on 107? If error, throw error. That's not surprising, since we expected that to fail. But what is the error? Invalid data found when processing input. Here's my guess. We're doing it too fast. That's my guess. So what if I get rid of that? Because we know that this thing works. We know that this chunk gets the job done. So what if I just add a new command? To lowercase dot starts with approve. And in here, all I need to do is take the name. So we're going to have one parameter. So we're going to get rid of approve. Sound list is disabled right now. It reads a directory, but it doesn't output anything. Oh, I have the bot stopped right now, actually, Cam. But sound list is something I'm going to get rid of. I just have the code there because I need it for something else. But it would list. Ideally, it would list for you all 1,000 commands or whatever that are available. CD Forte is at 24. Thank you for the follow. Man, it's good to have all these people showing up today. This is super cool. So I'm going to get rid of approve. That means that the one parameter that I'm going to pass in is going to be the name of the file that the person chose. So we're going to do this. The bot's not running, guys. Just give me 1 second and we'll get it back in action. I think my light's dying. It's blinking at me. See if this makes any difference. Alexa, turn off Office. Did that make any noticeable difference in the lights? Console.log. This is going to be audio. JSON.string. Nope, can't do that right now. So much audio happening in my ears right now. Stop. Okay. So this is my approve. So now we should be able to do, and again, this isn't being limited, but we'll do that eventually. Get the bot started. It's working. So now you can say, nope. Let's take my sound effect command and get my Bob Ross file. And Bob Ross is there. And then I wonder if I could just do and approve Bob Ross. Okay, and this is because I didn't indicate that other command that he wanted that I should have listened to. Do you guys just hear my stomach? Oh my goodness. That was obnoxious. So hungry. Path to FFmpeg. I don't know what the path is. Is it going to be that directory that I have way back here? There we go. So we'll take this. Where'd it go? This. See if that does it. Thank you, TradeLast, by the way. NodeBot. Go. So if I say approve Bob Ross, still nothing good. Error selecting an encoder. I'm starting to feel like maybe this is not the right library for me. It's interesting that this person, that's 4 years ago too, though. Easy YouTube download. How angry would it make me if there was like a really easy No, okay, of course not. This is, oh, you built one, or you use this, but this still doesn't get me the, yeah, this is the one I was looking at the very beginning. This is what I was looking at the beginning, and what this doesn't let me do is tell, like, what I want to be able to do is say, give me the audio from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. I just want to chunk out that little snippet of audio. That's the thing that I'm really looking for. Well, I'm out of time, guys. I have to run to another call, unfortunately, but we're gonna get back to this. So we're able to download the videos, which is a good first step. This doesn't work yet. So we're gonna save that. We're gonna get rid of this file. And Alka, thank you for the follow. Glad to have you here. You know what we should do to end this? Let's see if we can. If we go to here, no, yeah, this will do. Go to the stream manager. Let's see who we can raid. Anybody available for some raiding? Yeah, let's go check out what BeginBot's doing. He's building something similar to this in Python, and he's way further ahead. He's got a whole currency and economy. Let's do it. So thank you guys all for coming. We'll see you again soon.
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Good thing is, still, we're terrible software. $43.